No, you say you say here in
Welcome to Pure Nonfiction. I'm your host, Tom Powers. We're listening to music from the new documentary, Presenting Princess Shaw. It follows an amateur YouTube singer who gets discovered by an innovative composer on the other side of the world. The film opens in theaters and on VOD on May 27th. Presenting Princess Shaw has personal meaning for me. Last year, I showed its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. The Israeli director Ido Har is a filmmaker I've followed for many years. He made a film called 9-Story Hotel about Palestinian construction workers, and he was the editor for I'm Carolyn Parker that Jonathan Demme directed and discussed on episode 6 of Pure Nonfiction. Ido came to the story of Princess Shaw through the Israeli musician Kudiman, who we meet in the film. Kudiman has a unique approach to composing. He seeks out amateur musicians on YouTube, a girl's piano recital, a double bass player teaching a lesson, a drummer in his basement. And he artfully stitches these together like a musical collage to create something new. A few years ago, Kudiman showed Ido a singer he had discovered on YouTube. The woman in her mid-30s is named Samantha Montgomery, but she sings under the name Princess Shaw. On her YouTube channel, she posts her own a cappella songs performed very casually while sitting on her couch or in bed.
Sitting on the windowsill, staring at the rain outside, asking you why you don't love me at all, babe.
She also makes candid video entries about her trials and tribulations as she tries to get by on a low-wage job in New Orleans.
Hey guys, it's the Princess. Today is not a good day for me. I'm discouraged, about my music, singing. I just feel like I take 5 steps ahead and I get pushed back 30 steps. So I feel like just taking my music book and setting it on fire and just never sing again.
Ido was fascinated by Princess Shaw, so he traveled to New Orleans and started filming with her. She had no idea that on a kibbutz in Israel, Kudiman was turning her YouTube songs into something new. In the film, we watch the art that gets made out of their unusual collaboration.
Want us to grow, make time, making love on the shore end. My passion leaves, it never lingers. I realize you were my demise all this time.
For the past few months, Princess Shaw has appeared before festival audiences at True False, Miami, South by Southwest, and other places. In May, she visited my town for the Montclair Film Festival, and the morning after a rapturous screening, she stopped by the Pure Nonfiction studios in my basement for a chat. I want to ask you how this film came to be from your perspective. Mm-hmm. How was it that you first met the director, Ido Har?
Well, actually, his wife sent me a Facebook message saying he was looking to do a documentary about YouTubers. And so I was like, would I like to be a part of it? I'm like, sure, I'd like to be a part of it. So he came down from Israel, and I met him in his hotel, the lobby of his hotel. And when I met him and we started to talk, I felt really open with him. Like I could just like be myself and talk to him. And at night, he came with me to open mic night. And then from that point, he kept coming back and forth, going to different. He was actually filming other YouTubers, so he was going to different places like Washington, like London, I guess, like New York, filming different YouTubers, and he kept coming back to New Orleans.
I'm curious about the rapport that you struck with him because I know Ido. He's a quiet guy.
Yeah.
He speaks with a kind of thick Israeli accent, and it strikes me as someone who'd be very different than the people that you normally meet in New Orleans.
Yeah, but you can feel somebody's heart. Like, like sometimes you just have this feeling that they're okay. And I had this feeling that he was cool. Like he talked, he was really sweet, like soft spoken. He does talk with a thick accent, but he was really like cool. I didn't have any feeling like, oh my God, I need to run. It was just, I felt like, I don't know, maybe a connection to him some kind of way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was really, really cool.
So he was approaching you partly because you were on YouTube.
Yes.
How long can you been on YouTube? Can you describe your relationship to YouTube?
I started my YouTube channel, I think, in 2012. And it was, in the beginning, it was about me trying to find somebody to do music behind my songs because I sing my own songs on YouTube. And I wanted to find music for them. And so I started off like that, and then it just slowly became a confessional, like to just and I was like alone most of the time, like a loner. So most of the time it was just me and my phone. I just decided to start, when I feel a certain way, to like record myself. I don't know, like a way of getting it out. Mm-hmm. Then I just I didn't think beyond the phone, like that there were people. I didn't just think like that. Just publish and let it go.
Would you get feedback?
No. It didn't really matter as long as I got it out,
I think there's a shot in the film that shows your YouTube channel and it says something like 82 followers.
Yeah, that's me, 82.
Did you know who those followers were?
No.
Were they friends or they
just random people? Yeah.
Well, and so one of those random people was Kudiman, the Israeli composer who plays a big part in this film. I don't want to give too much away, but from the time that Ido met you to the time that there's a kind of important transition in the film, how much time went by?
Like months. Sometimes it'd be like 3 months, 2 months. Then he'd come back and he'd leave, and he'd come back and he'd leave, and then. But he said that the more he would leave, like he would go other places. His heart wanted him to come back to New Orleans and shoot me. So, thank you, Ido.
I've heard him say that when he started off this film, he thought there was going to be a portrait of several different characters, and ultimately he just really liked your story so much. And what were you thinking while he was filming you? Like, what did you imagine was going to come of this?
I just thought it was going to be on YouTube. And I could just because I'm like a big YouTube buff. Like I'm always on YouTube. Not just recording on YouTube, but I watch YouTube all the time. So I just thought I could go on YouTube and look at the documentary. I wasn't thinking like it would be what it is today. Like I had no idea. So in my mind, I'm just going to go on YouTube and watch it.
As a result of the experiences in this film, you've gotten to do more music. I want to ask you, like, how long have you had that passion to be doing music?
Oh, wow. Since I was younger. I had the passion, but not the drive when I was younger. So I would like write songs and sing, and like me and my little sister would dance and do dances, and we swear we were like gonna be like even if we were practicing, we'd act like we were really being watched by people. I have a great imagination, so but since I was younger, I had that passion for music, always writing and singing and doing anything I could do. So yeah.
But that's an important distinction between having a passion and a drive.
Yes.
When did you get the drive?
When I moved to New Orleans, I got the drive. Because at first I didn't feel like I could remember I don't know why I thought I couldn't remember my songs. Like, I can't sing right. Like, oh my God. And I was really, really nervous. I had like stage fright. So I was really scared to sing in front of people. And then when I moved to New Orleans, I was singing like everybody else wanted me to sing. And so when I moved to New Orleans, in the shower, I discovered my voice. I always record myself singing just to hear what I'm singing because I always have freestyles in my head. So one day I recorded this song and I'm like, oh, that's my voice. Like I felt like I was comfortable in that lane, in that setting. So from that point, it just went.
it made a difference hearing it back on a
Yeah,
recording.
yeah. You know, you listen to yourself. Before I would sing, and I would be scared to sing up and big, and I would like go down, like wouldn't take my notes higher. I would always go down because I was afraid I couldn't do it. And so after I discovered that, like listening to myself, like, oh wow, you can really do that. Then it just, my confidence and drive, I started hitting the drive, and it started just going. So yeah.
You said that the first day that Ito met you, he went with you to an open mic night.
Yes.
Is that the scene that we see in the film?
Yes. Yeah.
So in this scene, you are at this open mic night. You wind up late on the bill, and
Yes.
will describe for me what happened in your.
It was another one before that, but this was a showcase, the one you're talking about. And they put me way at the bottom. And so when I went to the back to get on the stage, when I left, people were out there. And when I came out, it's like, oh my God, like nobody's here. Like, but it just was like, whatever, do what you got to do. Because I'm used to that. Like that's like a norm in New Orleans. Like they do that. Like they come to like see their people, their friends, their family, and then when they're done, they leave. So it's just like I just performed like it was 2,000 people, even if it was 2. I don't care. I do not care.
Tell me about. So I first had the chance to meet you at the Toronto Film Festival last September, where we showed the North American premiere of the film. What was that experience like for you to have the film showing in front of a big audience?
It was surreal. It was exciting, overwhelming, crazy. All those emotions balled into one. So I was just sitting there like, oh my God. And then you sit in the audience with the people. Like I only saw it twice, looked at it twice. But I think it's beautifully done, but I don't like to look at myself because I'm very critical. But I'm sitting in the audience and I'm like, they hate it. They really hate it.
Really? You thought that?
Yes.
But what made you think
I don't
that?
know. I'm crazy.
Because people are laughing, they're
But like,
crying.
like you sitting there, you don't really know. Like, I guess in your head, you're like, I just want to get out of here. Like, you're sitting around, it's like you watching yourself with everybody else. And it's a weird feeling. It's like, and then, me and Cootie were joking. We were sitting next to each other like, do they like it? Do they hate it? I don't know. Like, so I was just in my head, because I'm critical myself. I'm thinking like, oh my God, they hate it so much. They just gonna all get up and leave. Like, I don't think I'm interested, and that's why. Like,
When did you realize they didn't hate it?
when the people started talking to me, like, and when they started clapping and stuff, I'm like, okay, they like it.
I mean, I think you got a standing ovation.
Yeah, like, like, but before that, you're sitting there and you're looking at yourself, like, it's weird. It's very weird. It's just weird. And you're just like, oh my God, what are, you don't know, like, what do they think about it? And then you just like, they love it. Like, oh, okay, good. Now I can breathe. Yeah.
So in the film, people describe the film as a Cinderella story. You in the movie, you get this moment, a kind of moment that you've dreamed of.
Yeah.
And then after that moment, the film, shows you kind of back at your job in New Orleans. The attention is, behind you. And that, that's the part of the Cinderella story that people don't talk about a lot, is that the carriage does turn back into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that there's probably different cycles of that for you, that you go off to a film festival, you get a standing ovation, and then you go back home. And how is that experience for you?
I think it keeps you at a humbled level, because you go out here to these festivals, you meet all these people, and they stand up and they clap for you, and everybody's like, oh, want to take selfies? And some people ask for autographs. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. I'm laughing because I think it's hilarious. I'm like, sure, but why do you want this? Like, then you go home and you're just you. And it's a balance, but it's a good balance because it keeps you grounded. I stay grounded that way because, like, I like going to festivals and doing that, but I also like to just be myself and be home and just be normal and quiet, and still. So, yeah, it's okay for me. I'm used to it by now.
What do you hope that audiences will take away from this film?
I really want them to know that reality is reality. Like, you don't always get what you want in life. Like, you just have to be happy with what you have. Like, and dreams don't always come true. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like you said, it turns back into a pumpkin. It's okay. Make pumpkin pie. Who cares? Like, it's okay. Like, and I want them to know also that you don't have to be in front of a million people to be successful. You don't have to have be people clapping for you or taking selfies or pictures. Don't think success is weighed on how many people love you. You should love yourself. You know, it's nice that people do love you and think you're important and all this, but you should feel that within yourself. And success doesn't have to necessarily be in front of 1,000 people, like I said, singing songs or being on TV. You can be successful in your regular life. You can be successful in love and happiness. You can be successful in a lot of things, not just money, power, and fame. Because fame is like really... That's like some people want fame. They say be careful what you wish for, because sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be. You see people on TV and they're like smiling, doing videos and pictures and glamour, but you don't see what's behind that. And most of the time you don't even have money half the time to do anything, like, because you're getting advanced and then they're taking what it's like.
Well, I think there's been a lot of documentaries lately, I think, of what happened Miss Simone and Amy that a representative of that dark undertow of fame.
It's sometimes dark and you have to be careful. You have to be it's like really, because sometimes you have people around you that aren't good for you. People like
those kinds of people definitely come out when you get attention, right?
Oh yeah, they come out. Oh hey, I remember you. I knew you was gonna make it. You like, get out of here. You you didn't say anything to me when I was like, you feel like now you see you on pictures and stuff. Like people think because I'm like on, I go to festivals and I take pictures or whatever. Then I'm like, you made it. I'm like, no. I'm okay, but like, calm down. I'm not like superstardom. Like, no, I'm just a regular person, just doing the regular thing. Like, I guess it's not regular. Kind of not. It's not like regular, but this isn't regular. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm not like a superstar. I'm just Samantha.
Yeah.
You know?
You've lately been recording some more music. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. Actually, I came from Israel. I went back to Israel my third time being in Israel. And me and Kudi, he's producing my next album, my first official album, not my next one, my first official one. So it's all my songs, all me, and it's all his music. So I'm excited. So yeah, it's like, I think we did like maybe, I'm not sure, I think 12 songs.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Don't be mad, y'all, if it's not 12 songs, but I think it's 12. I think it's like 12 songs.
Tell me about your songwriting process.
I don't really write. I used to write. I could write, but I think when you write, you think too much. But when I freestyle and just sing off the top of my head, it comes out from my soul. So when I just sing, sometimes I start with a chorus in my head. I hear something, and if it keeps repeating, I know it's a good song. And if I forget it, it's not a good song. So when I sing the chorus, and then I might say, okay, that's nice. And then later on at night, the first verse might come, or half a verse. It's weird how I write, and it stays in my head. And then I eventually, when I record the whole song, sometimes I record the whole song straight through with no music, and then I just write it down. And then if I said something weird or crazy, I'll just change the words around. And sometimes I keep them the way they are. But yeah, that's my process.
And so when you're recording, you're like recording yourself on your cell phone, and is that how you know, like, the next day what the song is?
Yeah, I do. Lately, I record myself, or either audio or video. I record myself. I hear something, I'm like, I like that, and so I record it. So most of the time, just put my phone down, just push record, and just randomly sing a song, like whatever comes to mind.
So you've got 12 or so songs coming out on your album. Is there a lot more where that came from? Are you like Prince? Do you have vaults of songs?
Yes. Yeah, I kind of am. I have like so many songs. Like, and I probably have new songs in my head coming. They come alive. It's like, it's a blessing, and sometimes it's like annoying, because you'll be laying down asleep, you sit up and start singing this song, and you're like, oh my God, I just want to go to sleep. Then there's another song that comes in my head, another song, and my head just keeps going.
Can you give us a little taste of one of the songs from your new album?
Yeah. And I put on my makeup to try to dry away these tears, and the emotional mess you left me. But how do we go from here? But it's the same song you lied. But it's the same song you cried. But it's the same song said you're leaving. but it's the same song, say goodbye. That's called Put On My Makeup.
I want to thank Samantha Montgomery, a.k.a. Princess Shaw, for visiting with us.
Thank you.
Watch her film Presenting Princess Shaw in theaters and on VOD starting May 27th. In the next episode, I talked to the legendary filmmakers D.A. Pennebaker and Chris Hegedus, who have been collaborating together for 40 years.
In order to make a film, and filmmaking is your passion, that's all you can imagine yourself doing, what you want is a partner with whom you totally share the adventure.
Their new film is Unlocking the Cage, about the lawyer Steve Wise fighting in court for animal rights. Thanks to the Pure Nonfiction team, series producer
Michael Scotti Jr.,
sound mixer
Kyle Murphy,
and executive producer
Rafaela Nehausen.
Our coordinating producer, Rachel Fishman-Feddersen, is moving on. Her new job is the publisher of the venerable Jewish news source, The Forward. We're grateful for her support and wish her well. I'm Tom Powers. If you like what you've heard, the best way to support us is to subscribe on iTunes. And please leave a review. We read them all. You can read our show notes, learn about live events, and sign up for our newsletter at purenonfiction.net.
No, you